Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny. This video is way extended, but is it time to sell? This is stock market analysis for the week of January 15th, 2018. Now, January 15th is Martin Luther King Day, so the U.S. stock markets are closed. However, it's a Monday, so it is the week of January 15th. If you would like to receive intra-week updates from me, simply go to www.attackthemarkets.com, put in your first name and your best email address, click the Join the List button or the Sign Me Up button. I always get that confused. Then go to the email you use to sign up, check for an email from me there, and click on the link that's inside that email. That confirms that it was you that signed up and not just some pesky bot or nefarious creature that is looking to do you harm via your email. I don't know how that works. All right, let's take a look at the market. And I mean, wow, we are just extended. I talked about 275, I believe, the end of last year. Well, we ripped right through that. Are we going to go straight to 300? I mean, we are stretch-a-mundoed here. There is no reversal candle here. That's the closest thing we saw to one so far this year. And it actually got confirmed by breaking the low, but it didn't close there. It wound up, of course, closing higher from where it opened, although still looks like you're down on the day, well, whatever. And then the last 2 days of last week, Thursday and Friday, just boom, boom. And the market is just on fire. And in my opinion, this is what at least the start, if not the middle, of a blow-off move looks like. This is a really sharp move to the upside. Relative speaking, of course, right? You're not going to compare this to like a Bitcoin or some of the other crypto markets that are seeing straight up moves. But I mean, for the S&P 500, which is a U.S. stock index, they are mean reverting for years and years and years. And look at how we, and of course, can that change, right? Can we go from a mean reverting market to something else? Of course, but it's highly unlikely because whether the markets change or over time with the stocks involved in each index or how they're traded or who's involved or the speed at which they're going, what hasn't changed is human psychology. That's why chart patterns work on stocks and commodities and currencies and crypto, and because all a chart does is break down the psychology. And this is euphoria. Okay, this is euphoria on the way up. Again, we are at new highs. We're basically on a straight up move, and the same thing I've been saying for weeks definitely applies here. Trail stops up. If you are lucky enough or skillful enough is the better word to have been long here, maybe out of this bull flag or this coil or this pattern, or there's so many different patterns, continue to trail your stops higher. Okay? Just continue to trail higher. There's nothing that's saying it's time to sell, but there's also nothing saying that, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with ringing the register a bit either. Or what I like to do, get taken out on a pullback. Now, the challenge with this is if you put your stop under the 20 EMA, I mean, that's a pretty nice size move just to get stopped out. And then what happens if it just comes down below it? So perhaps you'll want to look at your portfolio and say, where can I put stops where I'm booking a nice gain, but I'm okay if it stops out there because it looks like maybe the short-term trend is changing. I do believe we are set for a pullback sooner rather than later, as in this coming week. Do I think it's the start of a bear market? No. Do I think it's the start of a big correction? No. But we are stretched from the mean, and all the mean means is the average, and you could see these are some key moving averages, the 20 EMA, the 50-day simple, the 200. I mean, we're stretched from the 20, and you see that something like the S&P likes to hang around the 20. So I'm not saying that it has to immediately get there in one session or whatever it is, but the higher we go, we're up here on fumes without a pullback or a pause. I think the likelihood of one increases exponentially. All right, so again, am I trying to pick a top here? Absolutely not, and more than likely, after the pullback is over, it will offer another buying opportunity. Here's the Dow. Here's the Russell even decided, hey, let's play a little catch-up and pushed up there. Here's the mid-caps. And here's the Qs, just rocking and rolling. Now, in the intra-week update, I sent a couple of updates this past week. I talked about the 5-day early warning system from Yale Hirsch in the Stock Market Almanac. And somebody had sent me, well, what about 2016 when... Oh, so anyway, let me talk about it. So there's the January barometer, where as January goes, the rest of the year goes. And then there's an early warning system, which is how the first 5 days goes, the market follows. Now, somebody wrote me and said, hey, but in 2016, let's check it out ourselves. It was down. The first 5 days were down. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. So let's go to the weekly chart. And let's go to the SPY. Okay, so 2016, right here it is. Boom. They were down and we still finished up. Well, what I neglected to say in the email was that it is only about a 50% probability based on the past, right? Things could change, but based on past data, it's only about a 50% if it's a bearish signal, but it's pretty high if it's a bullish signal. Okay, I forgot to mention that. So because we already had the 5 days up, so I said, hey, I think it's like 80-something percentile. And again, I don't base my entire trading plan based on the first 5 days of the market. All right, but I do want to see what everybody else is looking at. I prefer to play the zigs and zags because you can definitely squeeze more juice out of the lemon that way. All right, if you're looking to time the market, ooh, I know it's so evil, but it's not. Right, it's how you can make more than just the buy-and holders who are doing pretty well. If anybody bought the end of last year or the beginning of this year, they're already doing okay. All right, let's look at some sectors. Semiconductors did not confirm the NASDAQ. So what is that telling us? Well, let's look at NVIDIA. Yeah, that's up near the highs. Intel, not so much. Here, Clad Tanker, and there's a bunch more, but we could just stop there. Oh, by the way, I also have a stock to look at today. I didn't mention that at the beginning. So Clad Tanker also, that was one of the leaders. It's kind of lagging now. Again, is it a short signal? No, it's just something to watch. Here's the banks, just ripped up higher here. Bank of America, very nice. JP Morgan, Citigroup, lagging a little bit. Watch to see if that catches up. Takes out the 78 handle. Here's Northern Trust. Here's Goldman in a bull flag still. Drew that in last week. It is still in a bull flag. Yes, Goldman is technically a broker-dealer, which is also up at highs. Here's Morgan up at the highs. Here's like Mason. How about the biotechs? Okay, biotechs up at the highs. Here's BIIB, coiled up. Watch this one. Okay, watch this one. Don't. It's a $336 stock. Does trade some options too. But look at this coil. This is a beautiful looking coil. Does it have to go high? Absolutely not. Nothing has to do anything. But this coil suggests that a move is going to happen one way or the other. Keep it on your screen. Here's Gilead, has rose from the ashes here. Looks like it wants to potentially put a move in. How about Caterpillar up at the highs? How about John Deere up at the highs, but a little reversal there? Pay attention to that. Could be the start of a pullback. Again, I don't see it as a short signal. How about the glamours? Amazon. Wow. Bezos, richer. The rich get richer. Just a nice move higher here. We can even adjust this now a little bit, which sometimes you have to do with triangles. All right, but look at this move. Big push up. Again, is this the spot you want to buy after this big expansion candle? It looks like a sucker entry there. Doesn't mean it's going down, but a pullback or a pause is a quote-unquote safer place to dip your toe in. How about Apple? Looking like that wants to go to highs. The Facebook. The Facebook chart has to adjust a little bit on there. And then how about Alphabet up at new highs? Wow. Netflix up at new highs. How about Tesla? Get a lot of questions every week about Tesla. It's still kind of sloppy here. So nothing really to look at per se. Gold. Yeah, rocking and rolling, boy. Let's see what it can do up at this high at 128.40. That's GLD. Gold miners right at 24. My good friend Mike Swanson says people do not get interested in gold mining stocks until the GDX is back over 24. Well, guess what? We're there. Here's TLT. Everybody's looking for a bond rally. Not me. Granted, this could lead to something, but right now it is not. How about oil? Rocking and rolling to the upside here with oil as well. What a nice push higher here. Look at this little pattern right on the top of the bigger pattern, and then boom, a nice push up to the upside. A couple of stocks talked about this. Cavium Networks pushed up past 90 in the intra-week update, which you can get by signing up to the list. It's free. I talked about a re-entry on Cavium and GE. This was a nice push so far. And what about General Electric? Also pushed up, but pulling back a little bit. I want to see what we do here and see if maybe we could form another coil and try to move higher. There is resistance up here at 1960s. Okay, so repeat. I do not think this is a sell signal. I am not looking for a bear market or a big correction. However, I do believe we are stretched and a pullback is imminent. How many hours, days, weeks in an imminent? I don't know. Trail stops. Look for the next pullback for a potential buying opportunity. Adamas Pharmaceuticals, Inc., ADMS, is in a bull flag. If it breaks and gets some momentum, look at 40 for a first stop, and then look at 41.85. Questions? Feel free to send them to tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Don't forget to give a thumbs up for this video. It helps me move up the rankings. Have a great trading week. Sign up for the list, and you'll get intra-week updates from me. Email me, and I'll be happy to answer some questions. Have a great week.